Alright guys, so in last class I had issues with connecting to the machine, so we're gonna go for the same lab again, so that's why I did not upload the last video as well. So what we can do is follow this and try to create, if it's not a complete lab, it's no fun. I could just give theory as well, but then what's the purpose if it's just theory? So that's why then I keep asking more time. If the lab is complete, then we should have a lab available. Okay, so there, I had created some projects here, so I will in fact get rid of those projects, and so I'll just get rid of the current projects which we don't have to really worry about. Really? Okay. So
Just started, right?
Sorry again?
Just started, right?
We are done with 2 big labs, but this is the 3rd one. You can join us.
Okay, great.
Yeah, just started. So, exactly. And what happened here? Settings. Oh man. So this is a very simple thing to delete a project. Oh, now it comes. So I'll just shut down. And if the project still gives me issues, then I'll just take care of it later. It's not been shut down. Okay, so I'll just go to the other one as well. That was 24Dec because it's really costing me as well, and I still need to create a new one. And then go here. Seems like that ensures the shutdown. Oh, yeah, we're creating a new project. So go ahead and create a new project, and then we're gonna configure everything. I don't want prize liens on it. Kubernetes in addition to this project, the liens first and then try again. XP and Google APIs. Oh, Google APIs. Okay, remove lien. Oh, okay, I'll just deal with that later. So, okay guys, what we need to do is, there's that diagram that we followed. We're going to just follow the same diagram. And that was, oh, it's actually going to be here. This is the diagram. So the first diagram was actually, yeah, so it's a VPC 1 that we need to go for. And for that, we're going to go for VPC 1 and then later VPC 2 in the same project. So we need one new project, and inside that, we need one new VPC and then 2 subnets within the VPC, and obviously Linux machines. But the difference from last time and now is that we're not going for Debian 10. Actually, it was default written there, but in industry, in the IT market, it's normally Linux, Red Hat that you use. So I thought that I'm spending some effort here, so why don't we just go for what's in the market, and that is CentOS. We didn't go really, we're not going to go in depth with it. It's not a Linux course, but definitely when we're touching the flavors, so it has to be something that's in the market. So CentOS, and also here as well, it's going to be actually CentOS. So a lot of it is different from what we saw in AWS and Azure. So, and I haven't gone that kind of in depth like I went for AWS and Azure But whatever lab is available, it's still something that took some kind of troubleshooting, and so obviously we will try to achieve all this. What we have that Untitled Peering as well between the two VPCs within the same project. Now VPC 1, we will just quickly create that. So for that, I'm just going to go for a new project, and the steps are actually here. So I'll just put that here as well. So let's create a new project, then create a new VPC. So I'll just put all these steps here, so we could follow this step by step. So I'm gonna go for the VPC first. Okay. So I'll go to the Google Cloud platform, and there to this project area, and then I'll go for a new project here, and that's pretty simple and straightforward. Whatever the project number is, you can remove that, and it's 29Dec2020 dash P1, so project 1 of 29 December. If in case we need another project, we'll all that. So P2, this is P1. So I'm just going to click create here. So the project gets created right away, and I'll click the select project. And in the select project, so once we're inside the project, so we can go to the navigation menu here, and we go down, and then down to the Vpc network. So in the VPC network, it first says that hey, you have to, obviously you will be creating computer engines or virtual machines, so enable that application programming interface, so that connectivity from computer engine service to the network service. So we're just going to have to enable it. So once that is created, then we will be able to create virtual machines inside engine service. Well, that is so when you go for a new project, and then you connect to the VPC, the default VPC that is within the project, and you get this. Everyone's on holidays, so there's a lot of Netflix going on, Disney Plus. I don't know what other has good collection of things. Okay, so VPC is available now, and you can see the default VPCs. We saw that last time as well. I'll just collapse that by clicking the down arrow here, right? So that's just one default VPC, and the IP ranges in different regions for the default VPC where we can make anything we want. But I'm going to go for our own VPC, so create VPC network here. I'm just going to click that. And then, well, it's VPC P1 project 1, and well, it's okay, P1 or project 1, just to name it that way. Suppose in this project you create one VPC, in another project you create another VPC, so that would be P1 or project 1, just for naming convention. So first we give the naming, and then obviously we're going to go for subnet. So that's Collab says VPC is same as VNet in Azure. Yes, but the thing is, just like you would go for resource group there in Azure, and you can delete the resource group and all the resources that were created here. So like a resource group, here it is project in Google Cloud, right? So within the project you can do anything, and you can just delete the whole project and every resource inside this project. So there it is resource group, here it is project, there it is VPC, here it is VPC, and that is VNet there, and in AWS also it's VPC. So I'm going to go for subnet 1 dash VPC 1. Everything has to be lowercase, and I'll stick to obviously US East 1, and IP range 10.0.1.0/24. So just like what we did last class as well, and I'll tell you where I was stuck, and I was amazed that I may have tried that at that time when I was troubleshooting, but it seems to not work at that time. So anyway, when I reach there, I'll tell you. So 10.0.1.0/24 is there, and then there is private Google access and flow logs. We don't need to click any of those, but even if we click, it doesn't really matter. Suppose you want to connect to any services, any other services in Google, then you can go for Google access. And flow logs, if you want to create flow logs, but stack driver is there to create log files there, but they will charge you as well, obviously. So that's the first subnet that I create, subnet 1, VPC 1. So I'm going to click, there's a done button there, right? I'm going to click that done here. I'm going to go for the second subnet now as well. So I'm going to click that add subnet, 10.0.2.0/24, and we go to region, US East 1. Name must be, this is name, this is wrong. This is name, subnet 2 dash VPC 1, and so 10.0.2.0/24, and then we're going to go for same thing, that's it, name, region, and IP range, and click done. So once we have done that, then we go for creation. MTU, we don't need to check that. If you want to enable, you have large scale DNS traffic expected there, then you can go for enable API, DNS API here as well, otherwise we're good. And it's, you want to go cross region, you can do that, otherwise regional is okay for us. And I'll click 3 and 8. So I'm going to click 3, 8, right? So once you create that, and well, it is getting created in the Bell or Rogers icon here. So let's get created here. And I'll just collapse this default VPC here. So I'm going to collapse that, and this is our VPC that is getting created. I'll collapse that again. It is done with 2 subnets excuse me, already created there, right? So that's the thing that got created. Now once that is created, the subnets, so if we go back to our diagram here, so subnet 1 is there, subnet 2 is there as well within VPC 1. So now there is a firewall rule that we want to create, otherwise so well, the main thing is that this is where I was making a mistake last time. So although I thought that allowing all the traffic is just okay, and port 22 is involved anyway, all ports, but it said no, you have to go for port 22. Okay, well, so that was it. Now, why are we going to firewall rules? We need the virtual machine. So that what was that? Their security group there in security group in Azure, and so it was network security group in Azure, and it was security group in AWS. That is firewall rules here, right? So if these machines need to talk to each other, then there has to be a firewall rule that needs to be connected, right? So these machines need to talk to each other. So then we're creating a firewall rule. And what is the firewall rule we're going to create? So we're just saying that because I always end up saying I'm stuck with Linux now, and I'm happy about it. That I really want to go in depth with Linux as well, and maybe one day I'll launch that course, RCSE level course. But so since we're stuck with Linux, so port 22 needs to be added specifically, and also we need to actually ping. So okay, so this is can we say it looks like it's pretty big. That's exactly what I just said as well. That this firewall rule is network security group NSG in Azure and SG in AWS. So exactly, you're right. So port 22 here and ICMP just for checking ping if we are pinging in. So port 22 here and ICMP we need to open these ports, this protocol and this port. Right? Okay, so well, we're going to create a firewall rule now, which is, or I can say we are creating a network security group if I was in Azure, or security group if I was in AWS. But here, firewall rules. So where do we go and how do we create that? So we need to go inside the VPC here, and then, so once we go for VPC here, inside the VPC, you can see that, oh, you still want large scale DNS traffic. Yes, you can enable that. We don't need to enable that. Then there are static internal IP addresses. There's firewall rules, there's routes, Vpc Network Pairing, and private service connection as well. So I'm going to go for private rules here. Firewall rules. Private rules. Okay, firewall rules here, and there is none for now. So I'm going to click that add firewall rule here within the firewall rules within the VPC that we just created now. So I'm going to click that add firewall rule, and that is we can just say port 22 dash and ICMP, or however you want to name it. You can just name it. But what are we exactly doing with this firewall rule? We're enabling port 22. If it was Windows machines, it were then obviously RDP. So 3389 and ICMP, or you don't want ICMP open, you don't have to do that. Up to you. So we go down, we just give a name of the firewall rule, we go down, yes, it's ingress traffic, that is we're allowing, and then normally egress is always on. Then it's a specified target tags. So we're not going tag based. Tag is what? Key and value you need to give in a tag. So department, sales, manager, John, and we've been doing that so much. So you want to go through tags. Suppose you put that tag on the virtual machine that you're about to create. Suppose that virtual machine tag is VM is the key and the value is sales department. So you can choose those tags that hey, enable port 22 and ICMP traffic for that machine whose tag is department sales or VM sales, right? But we're going to go for all instances in the network, which is easier to understand as well, and go otherwise service account based traffic also. Suppose you create a service account there, sales dash service dash account at whatever domain, and you attach that service account to the virtual machine, and then whichever virtual machine service account is this, please enable port 22 and ICMP both for those. So I'm going to go for all instances in the network. For all instances in this VPC, what are we doing? So what are the ranges there for that instances? So that's where we're going to go for 0.0.0.0 slash. This is within VPC. We're doing that, and 0.0.0.0, right? And so anywhere within this VPC, if the traffic is coming from then enable, then it says allow all. Now I was going for allow all, right? So allow all means allow all. That's it. So it didn't take that. So that's why I'm going to go for specific protocols and ports there, and so I'm going to go for TCP, and I'm going to put 22 here, and I'm going to go for other protocols, and I'm going to type here. You can see there. You can type here protocols, comma separated, like SMTP you want to create, HTTPS, HTTP. You can put a port number up there or a protocol name down here, right? I'm going for ICM or whatever else you want to add. Keep adding that as a protocol, or whatever protocols port you want to add, keep adding that port. So these are the two types of traffic. You can create separate firewall rule for just port 22, and you can attach it to any machine. Suppose for some machines you don't want actually ICM working for security reasons, that nobody should be able to do a reconnaissance, trying to check out what's the IP if you enable the ICMP. So you can just create a separate firewall rule, port 22, and separate firewall rule, ICMP, and attach it, and whichever is required. So I'll just go ahead and so this is just port 22 and ICMP I've written here. So that's it. So I've created a firewall rule, named it, and which project it is implemented on. Priority 1000. It's incoming inbound traffic. Ingress, right? Yes, it is allowed. No, I'm not denying that, and it's for all the IPs within this VPC. So I'm going to click now, and these are the protocol, either port or protocol. I'm going to click that, create here. So it is created now, and what I'm expecting in this VPC, that the virtual machines. So first of all, I can connect. I can connect to this Linux, and from within the Linux, I want to connect actually to CentOS, the second one as well, right? So I can directly connect to both right now, yes. But I want to connect from here to here, which means that from one subnet to another, from within the machine, do I have access as well or not? So if I can connect from the first CentOS Linux to the other across the subnet, this also means that the route has been automatically created, just like in AWS, just like in Azure. When you create two subnets, two or more subnets, the one automatic routing is already enabled in the background, right? Okay, now since the two subnets we created, they are able to reach each other, right? This firewall rule is for communication from outside the GCP network. This rule, firewall rule, is, yes, as far as the routing is concerned, yes, routing is there, but these virtual machines cannot communicate with each other if we do not enable this. So remember, if you can about the Azure, that we created two subnets there, and they both had the routing, but the virtual machines, we could not RDP from one virtual machine to another until we created a security group, and security group allowed ports from where also. So yes, this is for the virtual machines coming from outside, as well as our connectivity to virtual machines also depends on this rule. You want to connect to this from within the browser, then this firewall rule has to be created. If this is not created, we can't even ourselves from within the browser connect to this machine with port 22. So one thing is we need to connect. Second thing is these machines need to communicate with each other. Third thing, yes, from outside they can. And the routing is, yeah, it's separate. It's already there. So now, once we have created the firewall rule and the virtual machines can talk together, first of all, my first concern where I was stuck in the last class was that I was not able to connect myself, although I clicked allow all there, right? Allow all was not very specific. I think it needs to tell me. We need to tell it specifics. So anyway, what we need to do now is we need to create the first virtual machine that is supposed to be in subnet 1, and second virtual machine that needs to be in the subnet 2. and we're going to choose CentOS. Right? Ctl says means it's working Azure Firewall and NSG. Yes, exactly. So, well, yes, firewall, it is actually doing the NSG and firewall both. So now you
Yeah.
can exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Azure Firewall is for outside and NSG is inside.
Azure has it in two services. This has it in one service. You're right. So that's another way to say it. Okay. So let's create VM1 in subnet and attach it to subnet 1 in VPC1 and VM2 attach it to subnet 2 in VPC1, right? So that's our next steps. So I'm going to go here and in the Google Cloud, I'll just so I'm just going to keep this cloud platform or VPC dashboard here. I'm going to duplicate this page now to go to the compute engine and create virtual machines there with CentOS 8. So I'm just going to right click here and duplicate. So once we're having a duplicate page, I'm just going to go to the Google Cloud platform here, and I'll go down to the compute engine, this one, and VM instances. So this is our today's project. So there's like a resource group in Azure is project here. So I'm going to go for VM instances. I'm going to click create. The first instance I'll create it and attach it to subnet 1. Second instance I'll attach it to subnet 2. Okay, instance 1 dash VM1 dash S1 dash VPC. Okay, what's going on? So instance 1, I can just remove that instance 1 here, and I can give so VM1 subnet 1 VPC 1. So because we're gonna have VPC 2 as well later, right? So that's why I'm just giving a naming scheme here. VM1 S1 VPC 1. So I'll just change that naming scheme here as well. So it's VM1 S1 subnet 1 VPC 1 and VM1 subnet 2 VPC 1. And later when we go for the peering, then we will have VM. Oh, that's VM2. Sorry. VM2 subnet 2 VPC 1. Then we're gonna have VPC 2 and VM1 subnet 1 VPC 2. That will come later. So okay, once that is done, so we need to change the to South Carolina. So that is US East 1, and then we're gonna go down to machine configuration here and confidential VM service container. Then yes, we need to not work on Debian. So Linux flavors, when they're different, obviously many commands are same, and but some commands are different as well. So anyway, click change. So if we go here, CentOS and then CentOS 8. This is the latest one. So in public images, I went for CentOS here, and then CentOS 8 in the version. Right? Now it says Ubuntu. Yeah, Ubuntu is also in the market, but Red Hat is much more in the market. But when the cloud comes, yes, you know why Red Hat? Because it has a support. Ubuntu and others have community support. Yeah, but Red Hat has proper support mechanism by the company Red Hat, right? Actually, it has been purchased by I think some very big company. But Red Hat has a proper support infrastructure. Others don't have it, so that's when you will see a lot of companies they would go for Red Hat for that purpose as well. And if they depend on community, I don't know if there's a bug. Whenever the community is in the mood, they can release a. Okay. Anyway, so well, that's what I think, and that's why so many of my friends are doing Red Hat. Okay, so I'm gonna click select here, and then oh yeah, Oracle purchased it exactly. So Oracle purchased Red Hat. So here, CentOS 8 and allow default access. Now we need to go for the management, security disks, networking. We need to go here in networking, and well, we'll click this line and then networking. In the networking, we just need to tell the network interface, the default network interface card of this machine, that which VPC it is connecting to and which subnet of that VPC it is connecting to. So we're going to tell that to the network card here of this virtual machine. So I'm going to click that edit sign here and there. So default is the default VPC which was created when you created the account here, the subscription. We're going to go for our VPC One project 1. So project 1, I just named it that way. So VPC One project 1, and it's the subnet 1. Yes, there are 2 subnets there. It's already selected. It is already selected subnet 1. So we're going to stick to subnet 1 here and go down, and that's it. So nothing else we need to do here. And subnet 1 is we need to attach and click done. Right? Once you click done here, then that's pretty much it. So we give the name, we change the region, and we change the OS, and then networking is in networking we just change the VPC and something. That's all. I'm going to click create here, and this machine is going to be instance is going to be connected to the subnet 1 of VPC 1. While this is getting created, I'm going to go for the other as well. So there is the plus sign here. I'm going to create another one, next one, and that would be, I think I copied it, the name, so VM2, subnet 2, VPC 1, and then here I'll go for South Carolina, US East 1, and we do the same thing now. So I'm going to go down to change the operating system to CentOS 8, Windows 1 there. CentOS is the free one, obviously. But it's exactly Red Hat. So select. I'll just click select here. And then there is this area, management, security, this networking, and I'll click that, and then I'll go for networking here, and I'll click the network card here, and then VPC 1, but this time subnet 2. So this is the virtual machine that's going to be on subnet 2. We need to actually see that the first machine can connect to the second machine through that subnet. So we have to go inside the first machine, and then from there we need to SSH into the other machine, and that is another process. You need to install the SSH server in the other machine, right? And that was also a pain in the neck. So anyway, but it was fun pain in the neck. Wow, it's pain and it's fun. So I'm gonna go down here, and that's it. So I'll click the second machine in the second subnet, and I'll click the create button. Alright, so I'll soon have to launch that Office 365. Of course, many students are saying that. And with the MDM, either I will go for MDM, mobile device management, full Microsoft Intune. That needs to be done. It's really, many students are saying that. Anyway, so for now, so okay, we have gone through creating the VPC subnet 1, subnet 2, and VM 1, VM 2, right? And in their proper subnets. Now we need to connect to the first. We need to SSH into, not RDP into, SSH into the first VM, and when you connect, it's going to connect with the admin user account. So there are some steps I put there as well. So we have done till here, and let's SSH to VM1 and VM2. Well, yeah, we have to SSH from VM1 and 2, change root password and connect to root account. Once we are in root, if you're not in root, you can go for sudo command there, sudo, right? Or you can just connect to or you can just go to the root directory, right? So, and if config and then ping each other as well, so it should all be working because of the firewall rule. So other than that, once we are connected, so connected from VM1, then let's connect to VM2 with SSH. Now that is not simple. Why? Because SSH, one VM, the destination VM must have SSH server installed, right? So, and configured, right? And and the source VM must have SSH client there, and pretty much all have that actually, but we're going to confirm if they really have it. Not only that, still we won't be able to connect from one VM to another, and then we have to make changes in the SSHD service. SSHD file needs some changes as well. So that was pretty interesting that we have to make some tweaks to really remote SSH into. You have to make tweaks for remote PowerShell from one server to another, from one client to another as well. I mean, even in Windows, we have to enable some services which are disabled if you want to remotely PowerShell into another Windows server, right? So that's the same thing here. SSHD file needs some changes. So we're gonna go through all that, but ultimately we need to connect from within one VM SSH into another one. So I was not expecting that I will be forced to do this in Linux, because last year Google Cloud was allowing us to have Windows machines. I'm also thanking Google Cloud free tier that it forced me into doing all this lab in Linux as well. Okay, so let's SSH into VM1 and SSH into VM2 as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm in that other tab already that is showing VM1. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this SSH and open a browser. So you can install PuTTY as well and then connect from there as well with the public IP. But if you want to connect from private IP, which is more secure, then you can go for this. Just like we did Bastion host, which is actually a separate subnet in Azure. That is already created here. We don't have to really separately create that, but you just have to verify one. So open in browser window. So the first one is opening, and then we'll go for the other one as well. But I want to see that and I log into this. Yay! Okay. So the first one is there, and you can see that we're logged in from this admin account, right? So if we are logged in from that admin account, so although we can go sudo, which is we can do all that sudo related commands there to do anything with the root, but we're going to go directly to the root password, right? So first of all, it's ls, I don't know, it's just purposeless ls there. So what we need to do is we can go for if config, sudo if config. So that tells us that the IP of this machine is 10.0.1.2, right? And I'm going to go to the other machine and open it up as well, and do the if config there as well, and then ping from here to there, and from there to there, right? So I'll go to the second machine now and open this one as well. I'll drag it to the side, and I'll drag this one to that side. So once we're inside side, we can just go for sudo if config here as well, and we can see that there it is 10.0.1.2 and here it is 10.0.2. Okay, so two different subnets are there, and obviously different IPs are there. Now, can they ping each other? So I can just go from one to the other and the first one. So ping 10.0.1.2, good, and ping 10.0.2.2. Right? So we're good. Here it's just by default is -t. It just keeps on going. There in Windows we have to type being pressing -t. So I'll just Control C that here and Control C it here as well. So that's the first thing that they're pinging as well. If we remove the ICMP protocol, they won't ping, but we need to see if they're communicating right. So then the next step would be that can I connect from this machine, which is in subnet 1, to another machine which is in subnet 2, which would also prove then, well, already it is proving that if we can ping, so obviously the routing is enabled, but since we always do that lab of going from one machine to another, so we're doing that here. Okay, so Milab says, please consider adding a firewall rule to allow ingress from the cloud IAP for TCP forwarding that belong to the SSH port of your machine to start to the cloud IAP for TCP forwarding for better performance. You get when you ping, or and did you create that firewall rule exactly as I created the short day? So why is it different for you and different for me? I didn't create the rule, and I'll show you the rule and you can compare with me, because that's the only thing that we need to do. If I go back here, and there's the rule, and you can just check everything. Okay, it's asking to do what? Configure following settings, allow ingress from IAP. I have seen this. Oh, okay. Source IP ranges. Do you put 000 here, or so? Yeah. Okay. So it's just saying exactly the same thing that you should have enabled some kind of traffic. Are you doing it in a new VPC? Or are you doing it in the default VPC? So I created a new VPC, not new VPC. Okay. So if it is a new VPC, then you know what? I have to also check it out. Why this rule is coming? This rule may not have been implemented properly until now. Okay, well, that was a new VPC, 2 subnets, and one firewall rule that looks like this. If your firewall rule is a bit different, so then it might give that, but it's not accepting the traffic between the two. Then, what I think is that it is the firewall, or if you don't have permission on. But I didn't have to change any permission to do anything else. Product level permission sometimes also, but the error then comes as like that. It's product level permission. It's not product level permission error. Allow English from I8. There's no traffic inputs. Okay, and well, if I click the edit sign, so priorities 1000, all instances in the network, IP ranges on this. That's one thing, and the other thing is GCP is 29. So it's just like we would create a resource group and tell it what ports and from where to where in Azure and AWS. Oh, that's not resource group, that's security. Okay, so yeah, well, if you want to see this, it's okay. I'm able to connect. Chintan says I'm able to connect in, but could not ping to the other domain. You cannot. That's not good.
So when you go to the networks, like when you the subnet, there was a default on that or not? Like just only one.
Yeah, on the subnet or on
Yeah.
the firewall rule.
No, not firewall rule. Subnet. Like go to the VM instance.
Okay, I'll go to the instance itself. Here.
Yeah, go inside one of the VM.
Okay.
So like VM instance, I'm talking.
Yeah.
No, not
The
go
properties
inside.
of that.
Yeah, click on VM1 S1 VPC1.
Okay, inside that.
Okay, go down. Down. Okay, I have a two over here, network interfaces. I have default another one, so mine.
Okay. Oh, maybe you created a new one instead of just editing the default.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can click and delete, right? Basically.
Yeah. Click and delete.
Yeah.
And the other one exactly looks like this. Well, yeah, the network card has to be connected to the VPC and subnet. That's the only thing we did. Okay, Milab says recreating work. Cool. That's very good. Good. So I'll go back here. And so, okay, once the pinging is working, and then I'll go to the next step, and that is that we need to actually make sure that the SSH client is here. This is exactly in Windows that if we want to make sure that RDP client is there. So obviously it is there. We have been working on Windows for so long. We know that RDP is there built in. So SSH is here built in as well. Or if we were in Windows, if we want to PowerShell, from PowerShell we want to remotely connect to another one. So that requires extra steps. But here, CentOS, we're just working command line. So we need to check that if SSH client is here, and here SSH server is there or not, right? And then here, whichever is the server, we need to make some changes as well on the file, on the SSH file. So then we can remotely connect from one CentOS 8 to another CentOS 8, confirming that not only that we can ping across the subnets, but we can connect across the subnet with SSH as well. So for those, yeah.
Can you show me like how to delete? I don't see delete over there. Okay. I'll share my screen.
Oh no, you have to shut down the machine.
Oh, how to shut down the machine? Okay.
Try and let me know. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you're saying?
Suspend is fine, right? Suspend or stop.
No, shutdown is better. Suspend may have some services available and not all services are available. But if you have suspended already, you would know that if it is offering this or not. Okay, so well, I'm going to then go for some of the commands there that I had to search from different sites, and that was fun. Again, pain and fun at the same So I'll just I'm showing my screenshots as well, and oh yeah, that's a lot of changes were made. And before that, so firewall rules, yeah, I checked also if the firewall is configured properly within the machine as well, but we don't really have to check that. The main commands are just first of all, we need to switch the root, although we don't, it's also not compulsory, but it's easier than to go ahead and do all the stuff. So there's a certain set of commands that we can go ahead with, and the first one is sudo -l. So that is going to tell that does this admin account have all the permissions and privileges, right? So I'll just go for check if our current user has all the permissions. I'm just gonna copy that here and put it there as well, and here sudo -l. So I'll just go for the both machines. So the first machine, it is sudo -l, and if all is showing there, then this has not all, but majority of the privileges, just like the administrator account in Windows. If I go here, sudo l on the other machine, this also shows all with no password. But if you want to remotely connect, then you must have password as well. Better go to the root and do the whole stuff. So I'm going to go back to my notes, and there, let's log into root, but first let's change the root password and then log into root. How to change the root password is this link here that I'll just share with you as well. So how to change the root password of CentOS 8, and that is just another command, sudo password, sudo passw actually, wd. So I'm going to go for this one and simply change the password and then connect to the root account in both machines. Then the rest of the steps will be easier. So sudo passwd, I'll go here. We need to do it for both machines actually. So it's sudo passwd, and it's asking for new password, and that is for the root. It's asking for changing the password, right? So small vpc Kubernetes 3, enter. Trust yourself because it's not going to show you the asterisks. Small vpc Kubernetes 3, okay, password changed. Here I'm going to go for the other machine and change the root password here as well. So sudo passwd, and then small vpc latest rules might have many of the shortcuts here, but what I was just to achieve the objectives, I have to go through these steps. Easier way to achieve objectives. So there is then how do you change to the root? You just type su, right? So then this is the next one, and pasting there. And how to switch to root. So I'm going to just type su, put the new password, and that's it. So from both machines, I will be logged in then from root. So I'll go for simply typing su, that's it, super user, and it will ask for password. So let me see, are you hearing this annoying sound here? I'm hearing that. Maybe you're not, or maybe you are also hearing that. I don't know why it's coming. So I'm logged in from root. So once we are logged in from root, then we can go ahead and check our SSH client and SSH server, and then from one machine we can remotely connect to the other machine, checking that The routing obviously is enabled anyway with 2 subnets, but we can only connect with other machines as well. So I'll just go to my notes here, and once we have changed the password here, then I'll just go ahead. So now the next command here is check if the OpenSSH is there, or if not, then install. So OpenSSH or through SSH, which is secure shell, you can remotely connect. So if this package is already installed here or not, and the command here is well, we don't have to put sudo now because we're already in the root. So dnf install and then open ssh -server. So that's the command. So that will tell that you have it or you don't have it. So, and the screenshot that I show here, if you get exactly the same, already installed, if you get this wording already installed, then you're good. So I'll put that here, the next command. So dnf install, it starts from there. So it's dnf install. Oh man, yeah. Did I make it? Oh, it's on. Let me copy this. That was wrong. dnf install. Okay, so I'll just go for this DNS install OpenSSH server in both machines because I need to check if it is installed already or not. So I'll just put up both machines here. I'll go first here and put this here and install. So, or press enter, it says already installed. Okay. If I go to the other machine and control V here as well, oops, it copied already installed. I'll go for DNF here. Oh, it copies that if I select it. Are you kidding me? I didn't know that. Control V. And already installed here as well. I'm not going to select that because it's going to copy. Okay, so well, it is there. So we can go ahead and try to. So above OpenSSH already installed. Check if SSHD is running. I am in my case. It's not I am. So in my case, it is running. If not, then you also run system Ctl Start SSHD. So there's another command that we can run here, and that is if the SSHD service, which is going to let you remotely connect, is it running or not, right? So it's going to be. So we're gonna run the service as well, right? So that would be. So see, I'll just put that command there as well, and here. So I'll go for system Ctl Start SSD. So that's on both. I think it is started, but we'll check it out. So system Ctl Start SSD. Well, no news is good news. So seems like it is started. Yeah, it is started. We're good. Okay, so if I go back here, so now let's run system Ctl status SSHD. So active and running should be showing there. So what's the status? If it is started, then it should be running fine. So I'll just put that there. Oh, did I put? So it's now let's run system Ctl status SSD. So it just tells you the status, right? So I'm going to go for the status here for both, and it should just say active, and running, right? So otherwise the service may be there, but if it's not running, then I just I'll go for, yes, active is showing there. So I'll just copy that status and paste it here. Right, paste it. Okay, so active and running here as well. You need to actually control C out of this. So control C here and control C here. So once we control C out of this, then right. So I'm going to go back to this, and what are the next steps? So once we have done that, now it is started, and I don't know why I'm still enabling it, but to have no surprises, let's run systemctl enable ssh. So that's going to be strange when we started it, what is that enabled for, right? But when we don't want any surprises, someone's going to type that too, although I don't think it's also just stopping with no pointer. That's the next one. So I'll go for systemctl enable ssh. Okay, so enable is also put there. So no news. This means that no error is there and it is working fine. Okay, now we don't need to really check the firewall within the operating system. We're good already. Since I put that here, I'll just put a note here. No need to check the internal CentOS firewall, but if you do want to check, then the command is this. Anyway, I'm gonna go here and check it out. So let's connect from other CentOS VM to this one. Try to connect from other CentOS VM and this. Okay. So what is the command to connect to the other one? And you know what really happens when you try to connect to the other one? Then first of all, the IP of the destination VM is whitelisted, right? So I'm going to show you that what I'm trying to say here. And since we are connected to root, so the command here is SSH, and then whatever user you want to log in from in that machine, at whatever is the IP or name of the machine. So if you go for IP, so the 10.0.2.2 is the IP actually there, right? So you're gonna get error, and I want you to actually see that. So let's connect from other CentOS VM to this one. Well, what is other and what is this one? So I'll just go down here and explain that. From VM1 CentOS to VM2. Right? Let's connect to that, and the command is this, right? And you will see the whole thing there that it's gonna tell you that, hey, you need to make some changes. So instead of making changes right away, first see the error, because you might see that error if you type on YouTube or on Google. So the whole planet is asking about this, what to do. And sometimes, well, I have to really search for this, that why this is not easily available. And there's so many solutions for this error, or why it's not remotely connecting. So anyway, I'm gonna go for SSH root at 10.0.2.2. So obviously we have to write it from 10.0.1.2 machine. So I'm gonna put up both machines here. So this is my 10.0.1.2 machine. So I'm just gonna go for SSH root at 10.0.2.2. other machine is 10.0.2, right? So if I just type here and put that, so it's saying that the authenticity of host can be established. ECDSA key fingerprint is show this. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? I'll just say yes, right? I'll just type yes, and I'll just press enter here, and now it's going to say that warning, permanently added 10.0.2 to the list of known hosts. So first of all, what it does is it adds that host, right? The IP there, that okay, this is a friendly host, but then it says no, I don't still allow you to connect. So this is the error. You write this error in Google or YouTube, and you're going to find so many YouTube videos and so many websites talking about this solution. What really worked for me was that because this is the SSH server that I'm going for, this is the destination one. So here we need to go to a file, right? So what file is that? So this is written here as well. On SSH server, VM, we need to make changes in the /etc/ssh/sshd_config file. Let's enter this file with the help of a VI editor. So there's a, just like we have Notepad in Windows, we have VI editor here, and this is not the full name. VI is just the name of the editor, and so and the command here would be simply, well, it's written there. So it's vi/etc. From say actually etc instead of etc. SSH/SSHD_config. So we need to go inside this editor and then try to change one setting there. So I actually changed two settings, but the other setting actually worked. So I'm just tell you which I changed and which actually worked. So let's see, and that's the next one. So okay, so here it's this vi/etc/ssh/sshd config. So we need to go inside first of all. Then once we go inside, what do we do really? We need to go inside, then we're going to click insert. There is permit root login that we need to change to yes, and then there is another change that we need to make before we go out. I did go out just making that change, that doesn't work. Permission denied but still there. Then I have to go and make another change here, that is challenge response authentication is changed to yes. So we need to make two changes there that will really work. So let's go to the machine, that's the destination machine, and open the VI editor there. So I need to take it down and put that path there. Yes, this is the path I need to go to, VI/. So I'm just going to type here, this is destination, right? The other one. So I'm going to go for VI / the folder path where the file is living right now, SSH, and then SSHD_config. So we will open this file that is going to allow us entry to SSH. So I'm going to press enter, and we're into, whoa, are you kidding me? Hey, this one is, there we go, wrong file.
You type wrong.
Oh,
Check the spelling.
sorry. Escape. Oh, yeah, I can't hear you actually.
It is escape for insert.
Oh, I think I put the wrong spelling, right? So let me just go out of it. I don't wanna what was that?
Escape::WQ, I guess.
WQ, okay. I don't want to actually write it, but WQ and then exclamation, I think.
Exclamation, yeah. Wait.
So Control we'll see out of that. So it says colon QA hash colon QA and exclamation. Okay, wow. So what did I do? Slash etc sshd underscore config. Oh, ssh. All right, sorry about that. Ssh. Enter. Oh, all right. Thank you for noticing that. And I'll just go down here, but I need to click the insert mode. So I'm just gonna type on the keyboard. Press the key on the keyboard called insert, right? So it's insert, and then we need to reach. If you go, keep going down until you see permit root login, right? It is no. So we need to change it to yes, permit root login. So once you find that, so obviously the one under the, it is also commented above, and then below it's not commented, so it should be not commented here, and it should be yes. That's the one change. Then there's another one that we need to change. So if I go down, and then down further, down, and then you see this. Oh no, not password authentication, but this one, challenge response authentication. This is also uncommented. So challenge response authentication, right? So the commented one is yes, and the written here is no. So I'll just put it to yes as well. So uncommented will be executed obviously. So the two changes we have gone for is remote login is yes, and then challenge handshake, it's not handshake, challenge response authentication is yes. So once we make these two changes there, then we need to save it. So I'm just gonna click escape here, and there is a colon and X as well. That also writes, that also changes, right? Writes all the changes or saves all the changes. Colon X. I'm just gonna press enter here, and it goes out. And I can confirm that did the change really happen. I'm just gonna up arrow that, and it's gonna write again that same VI with the path of the file. I'm gonna go inside and just check that are the changes still there, or permit login is yes. Okay, so that's good. And then if we go down to challenge handshake is also yes. This one. So we're good. And I'll just press escape, colon X again. So it has saved and gone out. Okay, so once that is done, we can just then try again to remotely connect. And oh yeah, we have to do one more thing here, and that is system Ctl reload SSHD, and then we can try again. System Ctl reload SSHD. So this is the command after you have done all that, and I think I have shown that after making that other change as well. And yeah, so it has to be system Ctl. So system Ctl reload SSHD. Okay, so I'm just gonna type that, copy that. Let's see. So system Ctl reload SSHD. I'll be doing that where I made changes. System Ctl reload SSHD. Once that is done, I'm going to go to the other machine and I'm going to try to go for SSH root again. So SSH space root at 10.0.2.2, right? And enter. So I'm in. Really? No, I'm not in. Small WC, carrier WC, shape 1, 3, production 3, enter. Now I am in. So here you can see that it's VM2 off subnet to VPC1, while I was in I am in VM1 S1, so I'm now in VM2 S2. So through the subnet, we are able to connect from one VM to another with SSH in CentOS 8. So that's what we have done. And the second thing is that suppose I create a temp folder here, suppose I'm kdir temp, and then well that temp folder is created there. If I just go here on the other machine and ls, so oh okay, minus now. Hey, am I in the same folder structure here or not? If I go ls here, yeah, it's not here, but didn't reach there. Okay, so but the thing is that we're inside, and here it shows as well that we're inside VM2 VPC1. Then you can just go ahead and try to check out. But yes, we were able to reconnect. Now that is one lab that we did. But what about, so this is how the VPC, this is the firewall rules, there is routing on the table here, there's subnet 1, subnet 2, and then the two machines added there. How about peering in Google Cloud? We tested peering in AWS, we tested peering in Azure, now we're testing peering in Google Cloud as well, right? So VPC peering here, and for that we need to go for VPC 2. Guys, there's a very annoying sound coming to me till now, and that is as this kind of sound is coming to me. So what I can do is I can reload, or I can just close this and invite you again. So I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to invite again. I'll put another link there in the group, so you can connect here again. I don't know this sound is nice. So I'll just sign out of this video, and then I'll end meeting and I'll start meeting it. Takes longer. Oh, okay. So 7:20. Small break or well, let's take a break then. I'm gonna go for VPC 20 minutes. Chintan says 20 minutes, Milan says 10 minutes. So where is the popular work? Since we have here huge class, so we can put it on quote. Okay, 15 minutes. If it's more than 10, then we're not getting another break after that. So, or if it is 10 minutes, then we can get another break as well. So it depends. Okay, anyway, I'll just oh, Lab still insists. So it's 10. 2 small breaks. Okay. Okay, so 10 minute break.
Can you send me the commands like in the chat window, because I'm a little bit behind?
Can you what? Sorry?
Send the commands like those all steps. Like I'm behind right now.
Oh, all the commands are on WhatsApp as well. But this file, I'll just make this as a file and I'll send you.
Okay, just put it on chat, so I don't have WhatsApp on my PC right now.
Oh, okay. So I will. Oh, I'm about to close this chat because there's a very annoying sign coming. So let me just convert it into a file and email you. You can just give me your email. WhatsApp.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you.
Yeah, send me an email and I'll email you the whole document.
Thank you.
guys, so yikes, a bit late. Alright, so let's continue. Oh, I never paused, really. So you know that chick 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 sound is gone now, so that's why I didn't connect. So let's go ahead and go for the peering. And for the peering, it's VPC 1 here, and we need to create another VPC now. So for the peering, now what is peering really meaning here? What does it mean? So VPCs, when you create two different VPCs here, then you don't actually have any kind of routing available, right? So if you don't have any routing available, then you have to do the peering of the VPC. So that's VPC 1 is just having its subnets with routing available between the subnets. This is the exact same as we did in Azure and AWS. But creating the peering is obviously not exact same. It's different here. How to create a peering between the two VPCs. So what we're going to do is we're going to create VPC2. We're going to create one subnet, subnet 1, VPC2, and we're going to go for this 10.0.30/24, so we don't have an overlapping IP range here. And CentOS 8 we're going to install here as well. What we want to do actually is that once the peering is established between the two VPCs, then we need to actually move from the CentOS 8. So move from CentOS 8, from Vm 1 or Vm 2, we need to remotely connect to Vm 3 as well. So that's going to be now our Vm 3. So this is alright. So let's go ahead and go for this plan. So what we need to do here is let's go to this VPC peering, and for that I'm just going to go back to our platform here. I'm just going to click that cloud platform, and then here I'm going to go outside of the VPC here, and where we see the default VPC, if I just select that, so there's a non-default custom VPC that we have created, VPC 1. Now I'm going to create VPC 2. So I'm going to go for create VPC network again, and there it's going to be VPC 2-P1 project 1, and oh, sorry, it's not. Yeah, it is project 1. So project 1. Control C, Control V. I'm just putting in the description as well. Then I want to create another subnet. Well, actually, first subnet of VPC 2. So it will be subnet 1-VPC 2-P1 project 1. So subnet 1 VPC 2, and then US East 1 is the region, and the IP range, which should not be overlapping for this third subnet in total, but first subnet in VPC 2, 10.0.3.0/24. And if we go further down here, so well, that's the only subnet that we wanted to create here. So subnet 1, VPC 2, project 1, US East 1, and then it's 3.0. So I'm going to click the done here, and then we can just go ahead and it's regional as well. We don't need to create two subnets now, and I'm just gonna click with create for this VPC2 now. And I'll just collapse that default so it's still creating. So we have VPC2 also created, right? But obviously after the VPC, when we create the VPC, then we do create a firewall rule as well. So I'm just going to click that VPC2. And I'll go down to the same firewall rule here as well. It's still not going to work between the two machines here, even if we create a firewall rule. It's going to be again the same, port 22 and ICMP. But obviously it's not going to work. Why? Because the peering is still not there, and the only other machines are in the other VPC, and if they need to connect, then even if we are able to ping, that's just good enough for us. But we'll try to remotely connect as well here. So firewall rules, I'm just going to go for the add firewall rule again, and port 22-ICMP -VPC2, okay, whatever name you want to put there, and we go down. Yes, it is for VPC2 project 1. Well, that's VPC2 ingress traffic. Yes, we're expecting incoming traffic, and it's allowed. And then all instances in the network. What is the IP range? So either we can give the IP range of those particular subnets, or we can go 00 with that as well. So it's up to you. And then I'll go for TCP, which is 22 protocol ICMP. So we could just type here ICMP comma SSH as well instead of 22. So however we want to put it. And well, this is exactly the same way we created the firewall rule in VPC1, and same way we're creating in VPC2 as well. I'm going to click 3 and 8 now. Okay, so once it is created, then I'm going to go back. So, and collapse the default VPC, and we have VPC1, VPC2 now. VPC2 also has a firewall, so I need to create a virtual machine in Compute Engine that is going to be connected to VPC2 subnet 1, right? So for that, I'm going to go back to the Google Cloud platform where the Compute Engine service, that's where we are already, and 2 instances already created. We're going to go for 3rd instance now, and the naming convention would be VM subnet VPC. So I'll click that plus sign here. And then it's VM3 in total dash subnet 1 dash VPC2. So, well, it's the VM 1 actually of subnet 1 of VPC2, but in total I'm going there, so we could know this VM 3 just for today. And I'll go for US East 1 South Carolina, and then I'll go for not the Debian but for the CentOS and CentOS 8, right? And select. Then there is allow default access, and I'll go for management, security, disks, networking. Go down to networking here, and in the networking, yes, we're going to attach the network card, the default network card of this machine, third machine, to the VPC2 Subnet 1. So I'll go for VPC2 project 1, and that has just one subnet here. That's all, and done. So this machine is connected to VPC2 Subnet 1. That's all we need. Region ECOS, CentOS 8 is the image. Okay, I'll click create now. So the virtual machine is getting created and attached to the proper subnet. So we need to connect from, well, VM1. So we connected from VM1 to VM2 already, right? So we can connect from VM1 to VM3 as well if we have peering connection available between the two VPCs. So the machine is created now, and I'll try to connect to the machine 3 as well. So I'll click open in browser. First of all, obviously we need to check if we can even connect to the machine. We create the firewall rule, the same firewall rule that helped us connect with SSH. Okay, we're connected to VM3 S1 VPC2, right? So that just shows us, and what we can do here as well is, well, the set of saving commands there. First is sudo ifconfig. So what's the IP? 10.0.3.2. And if I go for, that's VM2, this is VM1, that's VM2. What? Both are VM2. Oh, VM1, VM2. Okay, anyway. I'll select this, and oh yeah, because I'm remotely connected to VM2, so that's why it's showing up there that you're connected to VM2. Otherwise, I'm in VM1. So, hey, how do you exit? No, closed. I'm back to VM1. Yay! So, if I just check it out now, it's showing VM1. Okay, so I'm in VM1, and I'm gonna ping to 10.0.3.1. Is that the IP there? 3.2. So that's the IP of VM3. So I'll just make it separate to know where the borders of the machine. So it's 3.2, and obviously it should not be pinging because we don't have a peering connection yet. So it should not be pinging. So I could just use some of the commands there. Well, actually, first is the ping, then we can remotely connect. If we can ping, basically we can also remotely connect. We should be able to. So if we cannot even ping, so we should not be able to connect as well. Now, for that, we need to, if you go back to the diagram, so we need to create that peering connection, right? And between VPC 1 and VPC 2, and it's not one way, so it's VPC 2 to VPC 1 as well, so it's two way. Okay, so that's it. No, that's not it. So let's go ahead and create the VPC. Make it smaller. Okay, so that's VM3, and this is, it's on ping because it cannot ping, so it's just stopped here, right? So if there is any open communication, it's going to start automatically the pinging, right? So it's on -T right now. So if I go back here, now this is the the compute engine actually. So I'm going to click that VPC. I need to be in the VPC network area, and then I'll go inside the VPC one. Now, how does peering connection really work in AWS and Azure? You have to create the peering connection either from VPC one. You can create the VPC peering connection for both VPCs, either from VPC one you can do that, or you can or from VPC 2 you can create the peering connection for both VPCs. But in Google Cloud, you have to create a peering connection from VPC 1 to VPC 2, and then you have to separately go to VPC 2 and create a peering connection from VPC 2 to VPC 1. Then the peering gets activated, right? So you have to do it 2 times to create a peering connection from both VPCs. You have to do that, and that's not the case with Azure VPC and VPC Peering and AWS VPC Peering. All right, so first we're going to go to VPC 1, and we're going to create a peering connection from VPC 1 to VPC 2. Then we're going to go to VPC 2. We're going to create a VPC peering connection from 2 to 1, right? So I'm going to go back to VPC 1 here. And when we're creating, when we're inside the VPC 1, so there is that actually VPC Network Pairing. It's showing here as well, and it is showing here as well VPC Network Pairing, right? So if I click that VPC Network Pairing here within VPC 1 here, right? So then there's Add Pairing. So let's go for Add Pairing. Now you can do that from here as well. If I click that VPC Network Pairing, it just shows, hey, you want to create peering from who to who. So here, if we go back to VPC, so from I'm just choosing to start it from within the VPC 1 here. So I'm in VPC Network Pairing here, and then I'm clicking the Add Pairing, and we can say that VPC 1 to VPC 2 pairing. So you can just name it anything, and it does detect already, okay, since you started from within the VPC 1. Otherwise, if you started from here, then you have to define that from where to where. So but here it knows that, okay, it's from VPC 1 to where that we need to. So it says that in project my project P1, yes, this is our project for today. And then what is the destination VPC? So it's obviously the other VPC, so virtual private cloud. And then there is exchange custom routes, so you can choose to import or export static and dynamic routes over the VPC peering connection. So import custom routes and export custom routes means just that it's going to share its routes with the other VPC over the peering connection, and the other VPC, if it's willing to share its routes, that what other connections it has. So both VPCs will be able to share each other's routing information, that where else their traffic go to, and what is the IP range that they go through to send the traffic. So we're saying that yes, let the two projects, two VPCs exchange their routing information. And then it says exchange subnet routes with public IP. So you can choose to import or export subnet routes with public IP over the VPC peering as well. That well, this is just the custom routes, and there are internal routes there. But these are that if you want to go for public, although it doesn't actually say any mention of internal routes, but this is also you can choose to import or export subnet routes with public IP over the VPC peering. So if you have public IP, allow subnet routes with public IP to be imported into your VPC network. So do you want that information also exported and imported, so we can just select that as well. So both VPCs will know that, okay, their traffic is going outside to the public, to the internet as well, and how their subnets are connected and what other routing tables they have there. So that's just all the routing information. We just gave a name, we gave the routing, we gave the destination VPC as well, and then selected all these options there. I'm going to click 3 and 8. So this is one side of the peering connection that is getting created. So I need to go to VPC2 as well. So VPC1 to VPC2 peering connection is getting created, and then if this is created, and it says inactive here, so I will try to go to now outside of the VPC networks, collapse the default VPC. I'm going to go inside the VPC2 and create that peering connection from there to VPC1 as well. So I'm going to go to VPC2 now, and to the VPC Network Pairing here as well, and then peering. So here, the other way, VPC2-2 VPC1 peering. So it's already knows what is the source, and we need to tell the target, and that is the destination is VPC1. And yes, exchange all the routing information for private IPs only, or private networks, as well as if you're connected to the public IP as well. So the same information we are selecting there. Okay, Minop says pinging started automatically. So I'm just gonna click create, and you did see there that when the peering was getting created there in the VPC1, so the status was inactive, right? So as soon as you create the second one, then it turns to green, in fact, when it detects that, oh, other side of peering is connected and this side of peering is also created, then it just simply shows active. Okay, so same here for Ctl as well. That's very good. Well, it's still getting created. So here you see it is showing active. Now, if we go back here, so that's our VM2 actually. I don't need VM2, VM1 and VM2. So I'm just going to leave actually. So only 2 machines are there. And yes, it is pinging. Okay. So if it is pinging, obviously the peering is also done. But we can actually go for remote connectivity as well. So, and for that, we can just, so I'm just going to go to the first machine from VPC1 and Control C. So I'm stopping the pinging here. And what I can do is, I can, since I'm connected to root here in this machine, I need to connect to root here as well in this machine. So the same commands there that we used for, connecting to the root account. First one was sudo passwd. So I need to change the root password and then connect to root password. So if I go for sudo pass, I'm on VM3 VPC2, which is the destination now where we need to connect through SSH as well. And SSH server is basically installed already there. So sudo passwd is the command that will let us change the password of the root or the top user of this particular VM3 machine. I'm going to press enter here, and small abc, capital ABC, shift 123, shift 123, enter, small abc, capital ABC, shift 123, shift 123, enter. Right. So then once you have changed the root password, then you need to switch to the root account. And how do you do that? By typing su. Okay. The sentence says that by default SSH is installed inside OS. Yes, exactly. So su, if I just type su or super user and enter, so it says, okay, you want to switch to root, so what's the password? So small abc, got abc, chip123.chip123. Okay, so once that is done, then we can go for the root. So it's ls, and now we can just simply we didn't have we have to go for that sshd file where we need to change the remote root login permit and challenge authentication as yes. So we need to go to that file and just make those changes and then connect from here to SSH server as well, right? So SSH server is already there, although we need to check the status of that server here. Before we went for all kinds of commands there, but we can directly go to the status as well, status command, and that was what? System Ctl enable, and then there was system Ctl status that was up there. System Ctl status SSHD. Yeah, system Ctl status SSHD. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I'll just go for that command on the destination server. Okay, we're good. So it's active and running here. That's all. That's the one thing we needed to know. Then second thing is we need to check by going inside those files. So that's the root. That's the path we need to take. vi, and we need to make two changes there, right? And then the third one will be that we just need to reload the SSHD command. So two two commands we need to give. So I'm just going to copy this. I think you already have it, but I'll just copy this one here. So we can make those two changes and then reload as well. So I'll go for VM3, this one, and here, so vi /edc /ssh/sshd_config. Okay, we're inside the file, and I need to go down. I need to press insert, right? So I'm actually down here, permit login. So permit root login is the one, and I need to press insert to make changes. So I press the insert key on the keyboard, and then I go there, access backspace, and change no to yes for the permit root login. Other one is challenge response authentication. So this is challenge response authentication. We can change that to yes or uncomment the above line. It's the same thing, right? Since the line is already also done with no comments. So. Okay, the two changes we have done here. Oh, well, that was already there. Okay, that's very good. So then we can press escape to go out of the insert mode, and then Shift:X, right? Shift:X. So I'm going to press enter, and once that is done, now we can go to the other machine and try to connect from there. So I'll go here and SSH root at 10.0.3.2, right? And enter and press yes. Yay! We're not inside. Are you kidding me? Oh, I did not reload. Serious? Yeah, I did not reload here. So after this reload, then we should try. So it's just giving the same error. Permission denied, but I'll just click here and up arrow and then try again, because first it whitelists that address, then it gives this permission denied. So I did make the change, but I did not reload. So I'm just going to reload as well. And what was the reload command? It's SSHD reload or reload SSHD. Yeah, systemctl reload SSHD. So systemctl reload SSHD. Systemctl reload SSHD. Enter, and then go and try again. Up arrow, root, and we're connecting now. So position 123, dot 123, and we're connected. Yay! Okay. So, oh, okay, there we go. Commands there as well. As per the diagram, we're able to make a ping and then make a remote SSHD or SSH connection to that machine inside the VPC2 as well. That's good. And this is just the VPC and then the peering lab as well. And there are other features as well. And that is another feature that they offer is the project, right? So suppose you have a project here, project 1, and then there's a project 2. And project 1, that's why I was writing P1 all this time. And then there's project 2. And in the project 1, you have then VPC 1 and VPC 2. That's what we did. And in VPC 1, so that's VPC 1 and that's VPC 2. So, and in that you have then subnet 1 and subnet 2, right? That was here. And subnet 1 here, right? So subnet 1 and subnet 2, subnet 1 here for VPC 2. But what if you have another project, right? And in that project, obviously, you would have your VPC here as well. So it's VPC 1 of project 2. And then you have subnet 1 of VPC 1 of project 2, right? So it goes for subnet 1 VPC 1 project 2, right? And then you have a virtual machine there. So that's another. So yeah, you had virtual machine here, you had virtual machine here, you had virtual machine here. We connected all this, and then you have virtual machine here as well. So they just created another layer there for security. You have another project here. This was not the case with Azure and AWS. You have the highest level is VPC, or the separation or the boundary, security boundary is VPC there. But Google Cloud went ahead one more step and created a project level security and separation and isolation as well. So this is then project 2 gets created. So then there is that feature. Why did I even mention all that? Because if you go to the VPC network now, then you can see external IP addresses, firewall routes, VPC network pairing, but there's a shared VPC as well. So shared VPC, and what it says here is shared VPC lets you share subnets with other projects, and you can then create resources like VM instances on those subnets. So it lets you share subnets with other projects. So that's the purpose of shared VPC. So the first one was VPC networks, and we talked about VPCs. Then there is external IP addresses here, and we got actually 3 external IP addresses already, and you can just ask for more as well in terms of reserved IP addresses, like reserved static IP addresses. You can just purchase more here, you can get a pool there as well, or then you can go for firewall. And so these are all the ports of the firewall. We already actually handled the firewall on the VPC level. You want to create outside any other firewall traffic, so it's ingress or egress, and then apply to all, or just want to what port you want to give to. This is just like security group you can independently create, or you can just create a security group with and attach it to the the virtual machine there in in Azure and AWS. This is just you can independently create a firewall rule, but we did create firewall rules already on the VPC and attached it to the VPC. So Chintan says that Chintan, you're talking privately just to me, so others are not able to see that. But I'm just saying that anyway, so others will know. So if we want to connect Azure network, then routes option. If you want to connect to Azure network, then obviously the routing has to be either 000 or whatever public IP you gave to the Azure site. If you just want to connect to that network and you want to mention the public IP that is being used by, because there when you create a VPC in AWS or you create a VNet in AWS Azure, so on the VNet level you also get a IP, right? But that IP normally is a private IP. So you can only route something from here to there if you have their public IP. Like when it's cross-platform, unless they have created a feature where they can let each other communicate with private IPs, that I need to check as well. That can they connect with private IPs with the cross-cloud solutions? They are collaborating on many areas, but I have yet to see that without using public IP, how can they do that? I think it's going to be public IP on both sides. It's not, I think I'm really sure about that, but yeah, I need to check that. I'm not really confirmed with that. So when it goes cloud cross, I haven't gone for any. Well, we have migrated data from Google G Suite to Azure, right? So we have done some cross cloud already, some labs, but there are many requirements are coming now, and there are so many big labs there. We just have to spend a lot of time to shoot that and do it. But yeah, this I also have to check out. Okay, so other than firewall rules, then there are routes here, and in the routes, obviously you have to check that what are the route. This is just you can see private routing addresses that have been assigned to different regions there. And if you want to create a route, you just need to know what is the source and destination. There is dynamic here, and one or more VPC networks in this project have been configured to import custom routes using VPC Network Pairing. Any imported custom dynamic routes are omitted from the list, and some route conflicts might not be resolved. Please refer to the VPC Network Pairing details. There's a peering here showing as well, and since we created the peering, so they created those routes already, and we did select those options that please advertise your incoming outgoing routes with other peer partner VPC. So they have the destination ranges there available for peering route. If I go inside the peering route here, if I select that, so then it goes down and checks that Vm One, S1, VPC1. So it's the following table shows only the VM instances that you have permission to view. The VPC1 network might contain other instances that aren't being displayed. So the routing also you can try to create. We did create routing when we were doing big labs in AWS and Azure. So That's the same way you can create route here. If I go to create route, then it just asks, so suppose it's the test route, so, and description. So there's a default and there's VPC1, suppose we, and destination IP range. So what is the destination? Where's the other side? The destination IP range that this route applies to. If the destination IP of a packet falls in this range, it matches this route. So the thing is that where do you want to connect this to? What is the other IP there? And if you have some kind of public IP range of Azure, you can do that too. Or if you have VPN connection from here to Azure or from here to AWS, then VPN, if they accept the other clouds VPN server there and VPN client here, then you can go for private IPs in that case. Otherwise, this is a route for whatever other. We haven't done like we have done peering. We didn't have to route this. Suppose you have some this VPC needs to connect to some local branch, and that local branch, Toronto branch on premises, it has a router, and that router has a public IP. So you can put that public IP here. Hey, route all my traffic from my VPC virtual machines to that public IP that I have there. So suppose I go for my what is my IP? Right now it is this. It changes quickly, and I don't think it's gonna just take this. Suppose it's slash range or ranges. Use side notation and enter the lowest IP address in the subnet. So okay, it just goes for the IP address and instance tags. So here, if you have any instance tags and default in a gateway, so there's a specified instance or it's a router. Suppose on the other side it's a DSL router, it's a VPN tunnel, specify a forwarding rule of internal GCP load balancer. So all kind of scenarios are there with forward internet gateway FISEC. So this is just root is asking source and destination. So if you have some proper destination there, you can route your traffic to that place as well, right? So I don't think I need to create that because I don't need that right now. So the route you can just create if you have the destination and the source you have, but if you have some kind of destination. So other than that, there is Vpc Network Pairing. Now we did create two connections. We created them from within the VPC, but you went for, but we can create it. We could have created it from here as well. And then comes the shared VPC, and that is where it says that hey, you have two projects. If you have two projects and you have subnets in both projects, then you want to share those subnets. Now this is kind of something that we suppose there's a P1 here, right? So how about I go ahead and create 29 December 2020 P2 now. So I'll just try to do that now. So I'll go for another project, right? New project here. And this is -29Dec2020-P2, right? I'm gonna go for create. So we created another project, right? And ouch. So first thing is enable billing in the new project. Set the billing account for project blah blah blah. Please select the cloud platform billing account to support the project. There is only one billing account currently available to link this project to my billing account. Okay, set account. unable to enable billing. You have reached the limit of projects. Oh, I did create other projects already, so they're saying that no can do. So delete all one exactly. That's what I'm going for now. Are you kidding me? My project has one or more aliens on it to prevent accidental deletion. To delete the project, remove the liens first and then try again. Okay, where is that liens? So if there's a lien on a project, that project cannot be deleted until the lien is removed. Never heard of that word before. I never. It was the first time. If you have the resource manager.projects.get permission on the project, you can list the liens applied to project with the liens list Cloud tool. Oh, it's not. Banks have liens on your house. Oh, so you did hear that before. Okay, that's good. Hey, we can't do it from GUI. If a project has shared VPC enabled or has service projects attached, a lien will block the deletion of the project. For more details and instructions on how to attach service projects and disable shared VPC, CT provisioning shared VPC. Okay, so I'll go for the A lien. And okay, if there's a lien on the project, I'll just put that. They're giving commands, but they didn't tell where to go and uncheck or check the lien. And removing liens from a project. To remove lien from a project, user must have the resource manager.projects.update liens permission, which is granted by roles owner, which I have, and roles resource manager.lien modifier. Really, do I have that? And there is no GUI way to do it. Are you kidding me? Okay, can't create another project, and there are aliens I've invaded as well. So can I delete some other project? I still have more projects here. That is 29 and 2 projects are there. 24 December, this is also giving me alien thing. And my first project. Okay, can I delete that? Yay! Okay, so now I think I can create one more. I can attach the billing account to that project. So resources pending deletion. Okay, you can do that, and I'll just duplicate quickly and go ahead with that project thingy. Alright, so this project has actually $6 and this has 12 already. Ouch. From the 300 I have. Okay, so I'll just go to my project 2 and this is my P2 here, 29 December, and what was I doing here? So I'll just go to that VPC default. There's a default VPC there actually, but I'll go for VPC 1 here quickly, and it will ask for the API for Compute Engine, I guess. It's the second project. Okay, it's you can use Compute Engine after you enable billing. Oh yeah, enable billing. Now I'm on okay. Set account. You have reached the limit of projects on which you can enable billing. You can request an increase in your billing quota if you need to enable billing or additional. Are you kidding me? Did you not get that? I deleted that already. Okay, so oh, it's still pending deletion. Resources pending deletion. That's why. Really? Kind of stuck. While this is deleting, I can work on the A VN. If I delete that, Boolean origin, okay. xpn dot Google APIs. To delete the project, remove the liens first and then try again. This lien is added to prevent the deletion of this shared VPC host project. The host project should be disabled before it deleted. Okay. I need to go to the dashboard and I need to go to this and then I need to go to VPC. You know what? I created a VPC shared VPC there, and because of that, disable shared VPC. So detach all source points. To disable shared VPC, type the ID of the project. Disabling shared VPC. And okay, it's still happening here. Once this is disabled, so I would be able to, should be able to. Okay, let's go. And there's P2 here, and it's still stuck at that. So I think I will be able to delete that now. Okay, go to the dashboard. Oh. Select that permission settings, and then select that project again, and it should take us to shut down. Alright, shutdown is there. Okay, so it is it did say it's gonna shut down if I click the delete. I hope it just accepts the delete now, so I could just create one more project. After 28, okay. So I now have very less projects, so I should be able to go for that P2 now. And there's the P2, go inside and go to VPC. Enable billing, set account, we're good. Okay, now. And then enable compute engine API. So if we check this diagram, second diagram, that is so I am able to create a project 2. I need to create a VPC 1 and subnet 1 and VM 4 now, and then we have to create a shared VPC. So that is yet another bit longer lab. So that was VM3, that is VM2, that is VM1, and I can go for here 4.0/24. here it is 3.0, here it is subnet 2.0, here it is 1.0. Okay, so, well, computer engine is still trying. Okay, so I'm going to quickly create a VPC here in the project 2, and that's going to be VPC 1 project 2. Description, custom, and subnet 1. So subnet 1 VPC 1 project 2. Okay, yeah, sorry. I thought I was just giving the IP to the name. I'm good. US East 1, 10.0.4.0/24. That's it. So, region, name, VPC, subnet. I'll click done here for the subnet. We just need one subnet, regional, and I'll go create. Oh, which region did I choose? Oh, it's US East 1, yeah. US East 1. And 10.0.40/24. And done. So, I'm going to click create now. So, we are keeping same region for all. Yeah, we're keeping same region for all. So, it's not global. I haven't checked global, and you want to check, click global, yeah, you can try to do that. But I just wanted to clarify the concept, so I'm just sticking to one region to avoid any surprises for now. Okay, I'm going to click that, create. So it's creating a VPC 1 on okay, so VPC is created. So one subnet is created there. I'll go for the other tab, and where I have so many machines there. Oh yeah, firewall rule. Thank you for reminding that. And go for the firewall rule. So I'll go for VPC 1. And firewall rule, add firewall rule here, and that would be port 22-ICMP-P2. Ingress, allow, and it has to be target all instances in the network, and from anywhere, size 0, and ports specifically needed are 22 ICMP, and yeah, so we did that before as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and click create. It wasn't a region asked. Only for firewall rules they don't have regions. So create. Okay, firewall rule is getting created. So so we check that within one project, one VPC, 2 subnets routing is enabled. Within one project, 2 Vpc peering needs to be enabled. And between 2 projects, what do we need to do? So there's that shared VPC here. Well, it seems like the rule is created, and I'll go ahead and quickly create that VM there, VM4 S1 Vpc 1 and P1. I'll just have to add P1 project 1 as well. So I'm going to go for the 4th one, and I have 56 days remaining here and $374. Okay, so total VM4 S1 VPC 1 P2. So it's project 2. VM4 S1 VPC 1 P2, and region as always is US East 1, South Carolina. And we go down, and then there is DBN GNU. I'm in project 1. Ooh. Oh, I didn't change the, oh yeah, thank you for noticing that. Oh man, you got a very keen observation. So thank you for reminding that. I'll just copy this wrong name. I'll switch to project 2, which oh, did I delete the project 2? Then what have I been doing till now? Oh man, this one did not get deleted, which I was access open. Oh, it is deleted. No way, I deleted project 2. Where did I create that? Oh man, I screwed up. Okay. So if I go to the P1, did I create the 3rd VPC there? That's not possible. So 2 VPCs here, so I think I created that in this or 24Dec. If I go to 24Dec, oh, that's where I created. No, I gave 4 range there. Why did I create P2? Seriously, how can I do that? What's this? Yeah, I tried this one. That's also gone. My first project, did I do all that? Okay, you know what? It's the project 2 is not showing because I put it 29 December P2. So I'll have to create that again. And I'm not sure where I was creating till now then. Okay, I'll go for this one. That's the, yeah, I didn't create anything here. So
You have it on all the way last one.
last one?
Check the screen. So cancel it, cancel this. You see on the screen last one, P2. What is that?
P2, this one? Oh.
What?
What? Okay, thank you, Chintan, that you saved the day. How? Oh, now it is appearing here as well. Okay. Alright, thank you, Chintan. Okay. Oh, I am hearing that chip again. Alright. Okay. So P2 is back, and I had to go to the main organization name, and then it appeared here. Otherwise, it was not appearing in the list. So, okay, that's very strange. And now it is appearing, so we're good. And thank you for noticing that. And project 2 is there. So, P2 is outside your own. Well, when I was creating, oh yeah, maybe I did not select that by default, the organization. Normally when we create projects, it's, or maybe billing, because of billing it got created outside of the organization. Okay, yeah, you're right. So here, what was I doing? Yeah, I was just creating another virtual machine. Okay, so for that I will now this virtual machine, I'll just go for duplicate mode here, and I'll stick to project 2 here. While there, I'm in project 1. So project 1, I'll just keep that here, while other tab, I'll just keep the other tab for project 2. And here in project 2, I'll go to the region, and there shouldn't be any, and click create. And yeah, so it's VM4-S1-VPC1-P2, and I'll go for my USB 1, and yeah, the rest of the drill is the same. Go for CentOS 8, select, and then yeah, the networking. So in the networking, I go, and for the network card, I'll go for this one Vpc here, and that's all the subnet it has. So that is selected already. I'll just go done here. So we've done that. Now we're doing this 4 times. Click create here, and one virtual machine. So if you go back to the diagram, so we got project 2, VPC 1, subnet 1, and VM4 with that 4.0 subnet there. So how can we, now this is unique to Google Cloud only, that you can actually go for shared VPC. And okay, so once we have shared VPC created, then we're going to check it out. But what we can do is we still have VM1 of VPC 1 here. So we can try to start the pinging from here, VPC 1 to VM4 here. So VM4's IP, we need to check, we need to log into VM4, we need to go for sudo if config, and then we can go to the root, the whole detail we've gone through. So I'm going to check that VM3, I don't need that, I'll close this. I just need one VM up from project 1, and that VM is actually VM3. Okay. So I crossed the first. Actually, it could be any VM, but mine is set on. So I'm just going to go back to P1, and there in P1, I'll go to Computer Engine and just start and connect with VM1 from there. For no particular reason, you can go for VM2 as well, VM3 as well from project 1. I'll go to Computer Engine. And there's the VM1. I'll just connect again. They've already started. So that's VM1 from project 1. And I'll go to project 2. And there is the VM4 from project 2. I'll connect it as well. So that's our new destination. We were able to make that. And here on VM4, we can just go for root directly, and that is sudo pass wd on VM4 project 2. Now we know the whole drill already, so I'll just give the password 2 times for the root. Password very successfully with sudo pass wd, and then to switch to it su, it asks for a password, and then now we're logged in as from VM4 project 2, and I'll go for if config now, and it tells me that this is 10.042. So are we able to ping from project 1 VM to project 2 VM? So ping 10.0.4.2. So obviously we are not able to do that. So now we can go for shared VPC, and it might not be that smooth as the previous ones. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go back here. So what happens with this? So normally there's a in the shared VPC there's a host VPC and there's a service VPC, right? So host VPC we can just put anyone as host VPC, which means that you started configuring the shared VPC feature from here, right? Whenever you initiated the configuration of shared VPC feature is then the host VPC, and then we can go for here the service VPC. If that's the host VPC, so we can start from here that the VPC sharing. So let's go to project 1 and then go for shared VPC there. So this is P2 I'm connected to, so I'll go to P1 here. So now I'm in the correct one. So there's that shared VPC. So if I click that, I'm in P1, project 1, and I'm clicking the shared VPC here. And it says shared VPC lets you share subnets with other projects. You can then create resources like VM instances or subnets. So I'm going to click that, set up shared VPC now. And it says enable host project. So there are 3 parts to a shared VPC. Enable host project. This project will become a host project after you have clicked save. And then there is select subnets. Pick the subnets that you want to share, okay? And then there is give permissions. Select users and grant them permission to create resources on your subnets. So there's that learn more here. I'm going to click that learn more, and it just shows you pretty much all what we need to do: provisioning shared VPC or deploying shared VPC, and quotas, limits, and eligible resources. Prepare your organization, address status and IAM, organization policies for shared VPC, prevent accidental deletion of host projects, and there is that alien service there, or a alien. There's no alien. Okay, so here we have give permissions, and we're going to just continue. Nothing much here. Just save and continue. Now we have here share all subnets, project level permission, or individual subnets. We can go for anyone. Obviously, if you go for individual subnets, so we can go down to our subnets that are there, which is 1 of 10 showing there, and you can just change that to show me 50 subnets here, right? Suppose. And then it goes down until you see your VPC 1 and VPC 2 subnets, right? So we can select these are the 3 subnets that we subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 1, VPC 1, subnet 1, VPC 2, subnet 2, VPC 1. Okay, so these are what we created. 3 subnets. So we'll set that. If I go up there, individual subnets, subnet level permissions, or project level permissions, all subnets in this project will be shared, including those created in the future. Within the future. So here, subnets created in the future will not be shared. As the 2. Okay, so once these 3 subnets that we created are selected, then I'm going to click continue. To share your subnets, you need to give users the compute network user role. To do that, attach service projects, select users by role. So users in the attached projects can be granted the compute network user role on selected subnet host projects. So there is that project 1, and there is project 2 as well, and what users need to be connected. So 2 projects selected, and compute instance admins, compute network admins, and owners and editors is there. So it says compute network user role on subnets or host project. So that is compute network, right? So this is compute network admins. So if I click that, well, I have selected that already, and it just gets unselected. But what does it do? So if we go for this, project members with the network admin role can create internal load balancers, shared subnets, compute instance. Well, they can create instance, and owners and editors. Okay, and we don't need Kubernetes engine here enabled, so I'll just click the select users by role. Hey, where are the users? Select users. Users in the attached projects can be okay. So whatever projects, so we have projects here. In this project, we have users. So those users will have to be connected to the compute report. So once we are done with that, we're gonna visit the user in the project. Although it's the logged in user that has all the, so obviously that logged in user should have the compute network already there, because we're gonna just use that logged in user. So I'm gonna click save here. That's all. Oh, got required compute dot organizations that enable XP and host permission for projects. Okay. Enable host. Oh, when you click that project.
Yeah.
Okay.
Click on first enable host. I get that. This one like it is permission required.
When you click on that, this means that
No, first one. When we like set up.
oh, so when I click that final save here.
No, not final save. Just first setup. Like when we click. Yeah, first. Yes.
If I go back now.
Yeah, go back. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go for shared VPC again. I'll start that again.
Yeah.
And so I'm in shared VPC.
Enable host project. That is the first click, right? Right now you have already enabled, so you don't see.
I should have saved it and then come back.
Yeah, so when I try to enable, I'm getting this permission issue.
So permission issue just means that you need to go to the project level and then give yourself permissions, and that would be that you have to go on the dashboard.
Yes. Okay, dashboard. Okay.
Well, yeah, I didn't have to do that, so why did I ask you to do this? In the dashboard, normally we go to normally not the dashboard, it's the IAM admin. Yeah, in admin, and then
I am
here on the project level. Oh, it's P1 wherein yes, we were supposed to be inside P1. Oh yeah. So because we connected with the organization, so that's why it's organization level permissions. But on the project level, you need to permit yourself as an owner of the project, which it should be just directly there as an owner. Add people to this project. There it is.
Add people to this project. Okay.
And just give the role owner of the project. And so put your currently logged in user and yeah, there's the project and there's the owner. So I didn't have to do that. So well, that may or may not solve the problem, but that's the top role that stop permission for this project. Okay, so that's a big one. Milap also or grant the shared VPC admin role at the organization level. Okay, there's a log into the Google Cloud Console as an organization admin, then go to the IAM page, on the project. Okay, Milap has the whole step-by-step procedure for each and on the organization level. Okay, so well, thank you, Milap. But hopefully that does work. So just try that. I'm in project 1 and Vpc Network and shared VPC. It's already shared. I did not click the final save button there. So it's not showing me the subnets that I shared. Show only shared subnets, right? If I click that. So I think the subnets did not get shared. Oh, okay. So it's okay. You know what? I'll just try to create that again. So I just wanted to see the complete process, although it's going to show after that exactly what I'm seeing here. I've just disabled the shared VPC, and it should just put me back to the screen where we can initiate. There we go. Okay, so I'm back to the start, and there's the setup shared VPC. And again, save and continue for the first one. You know what? Instead of selecting just our subnet, I can go for share all subnets here, just to check it. Share VPC basically works or not. Share all subnets instead of individual subnets. And I'll click continue. And then users in the attached projects can be granted the compute network user role on selected subnets or host project. So it says attached project. So host project is our project, and the other project P2 we are considering as attached project. So whatever is the not the host project is called attached project as well. So here attached service projects. So this is the two projects that are there. Projects selected here. One it's P1, P2, and then these are the select users by role. So these roles will be granted. So select one or more roles. Users in the attached project with the selected roles will be given the compute network user role on that selected subnet service project. So I'm going to click save here, and then it now finally got created. Okay, so shared subnets and permissions, and it's still to share a subnet, select it and grant permissions on the right hand permissions panel. So we did select all the subnets there, shared with 0 users, project 1. So to give permission to all subnets, select a host project. It still says that, and it does not show what are the shared subnets there. I selected that. To give permission to use a subnet, select one or more below. So I'll just uncheck this, right? So it's showing all the subnets where what are the permissions for the users. It's showing there, right? 0 users have been selected on this project to have shared permissions. So I'm just gonna go down here and check for this. Although I did try to connect all the projects there. Suppose I do still select all the projects, so you can see that the users option is selectable here. So I will still go to the last one and subnet 1 VPC 1. There's no user selected here. I'm going to click add users, and then it says add member. Who do you want to add to give all the permissions? Edit or delete permissions below, or add member to parent. So I'm going to add my currently logged in user, admin. And what is the permission? There's only one permission here. Compute engine, compute network user, right? Then I'm click save. So for one subnet, the currently logged in user has a permission for that compute engine. Oh, your Milop says mine shows the shared subnets. That is very good. How come it's not showing me now it shows me as well when I've given a user permission. Now the virtual machine that is started is from VPC 1 as well. So that virtual machine should be able to communicate with the virtual machine on the other side. Right? So shared subnets and permissions. So now I can see the shared subnet, but if I keep going here, if I click uncheck here, then I can go to the second subnet as well and select the user here as well and add member, just add myself, what I just did before. And there's only one role there, compute network, save, right? And go back and then select the third one, uncheck this again. This means the third subnet should also be accessible there. And this is the compute node permission is there now showing. So I can see now 3 subnets being shared with one user, right? And that is the currently logged in user. But there's 0 users on project, and I cannot actually click that as well. The currently logged in user should have permissions, and they're not specifically mentioning that here. I'll take the permission for other permissions. To give permissions to one subnet, select the host project. Anyway, so guys, we see here shared subnets, right? No, but first of all, you need to go here. See this? Attached projects. There's another one. Attached project. So from within the P1, you can define which is the other project, right? So if you click the attached projects here, there's a chat project. Attach projects to this host project so that they can use its shared resources. So attach projects to this host project so that the attached projects can use its shared subnets, right? You already selected P2 when you created the shared project. Was there any option for that? Right? How come I didn't see that? Okay. So, well, this means that you already have attached project there. I didn't do that, so I'm just going to do it now. I'm going to click the attached project now. And there's just that other project that is available, P2. I'll select that, right? And by default, users with these roles can use, we understand that now. And what are you sharing? So select projects that you want to share your VPC networks with. So this is the project we want, P1 wants to share their subnets, its subnets with. So this is the one, right? If I go down here, subnets to share, the following subnets in project P1 will be shared with the projects you selected just now. So we're just doing the same thing that it is just asking. Actually, those subnets that we wanted to share, they're already shared, right? But it's I'm just gonna tell it to, hey, show me all, show me more than, show me 50. So here also we can select that subnets to share. The following subnets in project P1 will be shared with the projects you selected. So with P2, I'll be sharing these subnets. 3 subnets will be shared. I will click save here. So the P2 project is attached, is going to be attached, but does that let us go across the projects? Does the ping actually work? So it shows here attached projects, and this one is attached. This is a detached project, or you want to attach more projects, then it will be attached as well. So as far as the shared VPC is concerned, so this is the project that is, so this is the host, right? So this is kind of a server and that is kind of a client, right? So if I go to the diagram, so this is that this service VPC, this project resource, so this is the user project and this is the resource project here. So but we can do the same on the other side as well. First of all, can we ping from at least this project P2 to any machine in P1? We have 2 machines open. So this machine's IP is, I think, 10.0.1.2. This machine's IP, this is a P1 machine. So if I go for ping dash 10.0.1.2, so well, it is not going to, it's not really letting me ping, although the incoming ICMP is still there. So from both sides, the ping has not been turned on yet. Is it 1.2? I'll just control C that and if config. Yes, 1.2, 10.0.1.2. I'll keep the 4.2 ping. So both are trying to ping each other, and for now, we don't have any ping available or no communication between the project is going on. So we can go to the other project and try to do the same thing as well. So here I'm going to go from, this is P1 where we're sitting in shared VPC. So if you go for P2, I'm in P2 now, and I'll go to VPC Network, and then shared VPC. So when we go to the other project and shared VPC, we already see that. We already see that 3 subnets there in project 1 are being shared here, right? Members who have permissions on the host project and members who have permissions on the shared project. So it already shows that this is a service project, right? Service project, and the other one is host project. So if I go to the diagram, we talked about that there is a host project and service project. So it's actually not the term VPC, it's the project. The term is host project and service project, right? Okay, so the other side, it does detect that it is a service project right now, and but as far as the ping is concerned, that is not happening till now. So if I go inside this service project as well, so it shows now viewing project, my project in your organization. Yeah. So the only thing is that this P1 is shared with 0 users, and it says here to give permission to all subnets, select a host. And if I go to the subnet level permissions here, so what are the 3 users that got the permission? I just added 1 user, right? So if I click the users, so okay, there's the service accounts that had the permission, and the owner permission is with the currently logged in user. So the permissions are okay. If I want to, we have enabled the traffic as well, like ICMP. We have enabled this. If I just go down to Control C and Control C here, and since we have enabled the 3 projects, I can, the servers that we connected to, SSH servers are on actually VM2 and VM3. I'll start that other one where, so I can connect from VM4 project 2 with SSH to the machine in project 1 which has, if it cannot ping, obviously I don't think that it's going to let us connect with it. So these 2 machines have actually the SSH server already started because we configured it. So this is still project 1 machine. Which has SSH server and the service started. So if I go root, I'll click that here, root at SSH root at 10.0. This is 2.2 because I started the second machine. So it's gonna try to check that, hey, can I connect? So we give ourselves some tissue time. I need to check it out. Do you have any documentation that says that? Because the actual documentation, deprovisioning and using Vpc Network Pairing. Yes, you're right. Vpc Network Sharing and Pairing. Vpc Network Pairing allows internal organization. Across the project, can we do that? Oh yeah, it says there, name of your project. Right. You know what? Let's do that. Okay, I'll go ahead and go to P1 and VPC networks, and then within the VPC 1, we can zoom and go to VPC Network Pairing and add peering, and VPC 1 P1 dash 2 dash VPC 1 dash P2, right? So if we go there, and then this is VPC 1 because we started from there in another project. Man, you're a genius, man. Okay. And the other project ID, this is the project ID. My project P, oh, that's not P2. Let me go to P2. Okay, so share this project P2 project ID, password. And VPC network name. Okay, I'll go to VPC network name here. Project 2. It was VPC 1 project 2. Okay. And yeah, import all the topics there and create. Then we have to do the peering from there as well. It's not created. Well, it is creating. And I'll go for the project 2 as well. Yeah, so now you're right. Exactly. Thank you for pointing me towards that. Okay, so I'm gonna go for VPC 1 project 2 here and do the same thing. And we'll wait to load. Okay, I'll go to VPC 1 P2 and add peering there as well. And so this would be from VPC 1-P2 to VPC 1-P1, and obviously it needs to go for the other project. Hey, you're already there and it works. Woohoo! Amazing, man. You saved the day, Mila. Okay, so I'm gonna go for project 1. What's the name for that? VPC 1 project 1 is the name of this VPC itself. And oh, did I pause the video? No, I never paused the video. So, and no problem. It's gonna cost you samosa now. Okay. So here, and I'll just grab this. And grab it from here. And go to project ID and import. Yeah, communicate with all the. So that was it, right? So it's gonna get created and should be activated as well when two sides of the peering are connected. Well, what happened to the first one? It's inactive right now, so wait for the other one to get created. Ouch. What happened? It actually gives you error. Why? It's getting created again. Fresh? Yeah. I retried, but then hopefully it works. Oh, fresh where? It's retry here. Or I'll just recreate it. I'll delete it and recreate it, but I'll refresh on the browser level as well now. Okay, I'll delete this. What happened? Value for network peering, network projects, my project P1, global network, the project was not found. Okay, maybe I put anything wrong here. Hey, same thing. I'm P2, right? Okay, So I'll just create another one because I cannot delete that too. So it's towards VPC 1P1. Okay, what? Your network is VPC 1P2. Another project. If I go there, project ID. So the project ID was wrong. I'll just grab it from the dashboard. And go to project ID, and then VPC Network was our VPC 1-project 1. Come on. So Milap, is it showing active for you on both sides? Green? Alright, great man. You're the dude, man. Thank you. You can ping and SSH. Okay, great. That's very good too. Alright, it's active. Woohoo! Yay! Oh, that's P2, and I'll go to P1 and go inside the peering here as well. And it is not active. What? Okay. Well, let me check. Maybe I need to refresh, but oh, it is pinging. Woohoo! Okay, so we're kind of good here. It's not kind of, we are good. So, but Milap saved the day, so thank you for that. And this is 4.2. Now we're good. And can we, so this is my VM2 machine. So from the 4, I can actually, because we configured SSH server there on project 1 machine, so we can go for SSH root at 10.0.2.2, and yes, and we're connecting. Woohoo, yay! Alright, so we're connected to VM2 now across the project. So yep, something that what? Over 198 failed login attempts since the last successful login. Okay. So, well, okay, that's great, and that's pretty much it. Now we can carry on tomorrow with the database, and then even tomorrow we can start with Oracle Cloud as well, right? So well, I'm just going for most critical labs here for the last 2, because we have spent all the energy on the AWS and Azure, very big labs and too much time. So okay, so that's great. And earlier we have, oh okay, so questions that does it work to connect to P1 VPC 2? Well, if we have shared that, well, I'm connected to VPC 1 now, so we can just start that. In fact, that machine is started, right? So, and that machine has SSH as well, VPC 2 machine I'm talking about in P1. So if I go for SSH here to root at 10.0.3.2, that's the IP of the other machine, right? Ah, there you go, we're connected. Because we shared it, so yes, it is connected. I'm connected to 3 now as well. So, okay, can we do Kubernetes here in Google? Okay, I'll try to then go for Kubernetes there. Now, if it takes, okay, so containers and Kubernetes, let's cover that tomorrow, and then we're gonna go ahead with the database, and then finish. Yes, you're right. It's mostly used for Kubernetes. Hopefully, it will let us use the resource. Kubernetes is a big software, right? You must have a lot of containers to do that, and it's pretty much all command based. So sure, I will try to do that. If there is some issue there, I will then try to t-shoot that as well, because I'm not a programmer. But I'm really enthusiastic about what comes my way, and you guys are. I salute you guys for your not compassion, seriously, passion there. So sure, Kubernetes and containers tomorrow. Okay, so okay guys, see you tomorrow, and let's take that rest, and then we're gonna go ahead. So meet you tomorrow. Otherwise, if the lab is not, if all the errors are not removed, then I'll just say that okay, let's meet the day after tomorrow. But hopefully, I'm sure, hopefully by tomorrow I'll be good with removal of all the errors. Okay, so we'll start same time, 6 till 10. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Right? Bye bye. And delete everything. Delete everything. Okay, let me delete that. VPC, you have to delete the VPC. Oh no, shared VPC. Yeah, it should be shared project. The name should be shared project. Okay, so I'm going to go to shared VPC here, and you need to disable that before. It's not going to let you delete the project if you don't delete the shared VPC configuration. You saw that at the start of the class. Good night. Bye. But delete everything, guys. Disable shared VPC. So shared VPC should be gone, and then delete the project. Okay, now I'll delete the project as well. P1. And December 24. Oh, that thing. Millions. Oh. So guys, yeah, we're done. So go, it's okay. And I'll just try to connect to the project. stop the video.